10 fragrances that smell luxurious. Hi everyone, I'm Julian and welcome back to my channel Scented Moments, where we discuss everything about perfumes. So in this video we have here 10 fragrances in no specific order that for me are some of the most luxurious smelling fragrances out there. And so without further ado, let's get started. Now, first of all, what really means to smell rich, luxurious? I think this is very personal, very subjective, like all things fragrance related. For me, it's aside a high price tag, which doesn't always mean that the fragrance will smell of luxury or rich. But aside that, I think a fragrance to me smells of luxury when it really, the ingredients and how the overall blend comes across as like a very opulent, grand type of perfume. Usually we are talking about fragrances that are more heavy, are darker, richer. Think of fragrances that have oud, resins like myrrh or popanax, like incense, frankincense, spices. So definitely fragrances that have more complexity into them, more heavy notes, and the overall blend, of course, also whatever that means. But for me, it's when the fragrance is more smooth, is not very harsh or overly synthetic. A fragrance can smell just with synthetics, can be composed by just synthetics. For me, that's not the most important. For me, it's how it comes across, and if it has a natural feel, not necessarily mean that it's all natural ingredients. And of course, the performance also plays a part here. Now, I'm not very into like massive performance fragrances. Is not like the main criteria for me that defines like a great fragrance. But here specifically, I think it does matter and it does impact fragrance that lasts and projects and really makes a statement. It's bold and it's of course unique as well. Like all fragrances complements you, but these type of fragrances even more so. But well, overall, these are fragrances that are opulent, they make a statement, they are bold, they are rich. And so without further ado, let's talk about these amazing fragrances. Now, the first fragrance here from the house of Chanel, from the Les Exclusives, it is Lilong. Lilong was my very first Les Exclusive fragrance from Chanel, and it really started my discovery and my appreciation for this line. Lilong was released in 2020/2021. Created by Olivier Polsch. He is the in-house parfumeur at Chanel, and Lilong is really a completely different fragrance from Chanel. It's like, if you're familiarized with Chanel, all of the fragrances are more elegant, fresh, a bit more ethereal, some of them, and especially in the Les Exclusives, powdery, floral, easy to wear. This one is the complete opposite of that. This is a full-on labdanum scent, rough, borderline animalic, even very furry. And of course you have a bit of vanilla quality in here. You have patchouli in the base. You have that aldehydic top that it's popular, of course, within the Chanel DNA. It even offers that effervescent quality, a bit of bergamot as well. But overall, what you have, the most prominent note is really this harsh, intense, labdanum, ambery quality. A lot of people compare this with Shalimar by Guerlain, for example, which I can see, especially from the opening. But aside that, I believe that this is a very different fragrance overall, and it's just wonderful and such a luxurious smelling fragrance. Really, Lilong, highly advise if you were to try this one. The next fragrance from house of Amouage, of course, and this one is Interlude 53, or better saying Interlude Man 53. Now, of course, you could also mention Jubilation 25 or Jubilation 40, really, but because I already talked about Jubilation overall a lot, so I think it's about time to also highlight Interlude, and especially Interlude 53, which I adore. I love the original, which I have, and I love the Extrait version. The Extrait, it manages to be even more opulent than the original Interlude. The only difference is more of the opening. The opening of the oregano, which is very prominent and a bit harsh in the original, and here it's definitely toned down, so it's more smooth overall. But it's a very dark, camphoric, foresty, very incensey, spicy fragrance. And I mean, just the bottle itself, you can see already how luxurious it will smell and how it is. And of course, in terms of performance, this lasts the entire day and even the next one. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's one that I adore. It's a masterpiece of a perfume, to be honest, and one that everyone should try at least once. It's Ammoage Interlude Man 53. The next fragrance from house of Frederic Malle, the Moon, of course, the Moon. This fragrance has become a staple in my collection, really, and I already talked about this fragrance a lot, especially last year. But the Moon is currently my favorite rose oud fragrance, with a heavy dose of this jammy raspberry, but also very smoky and incensey that gives like a raspberry shisha hookah quality into it. A bit spicy as well. The rose here comes across as a velvet red rose, a bit resinous, and it's just stunning. Again, the best rose oud fragrance out there. In terms of performance, massive. Price, also massive, unfortunately. This is 100 ml. The current price, I think it's in 100, not 100, 860 euros. Incredibly expensive retail wise, but it's, well, personally for me, it's worth it. It's just fantastic. Really the most luxurious, rich, intoxicating rose oud fragrance that I ever smelled. The next fragrance, another darling from my collection, from House of Ramon Monegal, and this one is Faisa. And really, just looking at the color and the bottle itself, you know immediately that it will be a luxurious smelling. This is a very complex fragrance. You could also say that this is a rose oud fragrance, and this just, for you to know, this opens like so. But I do have a full-on review of Faisa, so definitely feel free to check that video out. But Faisa, it's very complex. Again, you can say that this is a rose oud, but it has so much more things going on. You have raspberry here, you have a heavy dose of mimosa, which makes this fragrance a bit more soft and unique at the same time. So you have mimosa, you have tons of saffron, so raspberry, rose, oud, vanilla, amber. I mean, the list goes on, really. You have tons of notes featured. But overall, the main notes are the mimosa with the saffron, the raspberry, the rose, a bit of the oud and the amber. It's such a luxurious smelling scent. But more than that, it's really a very joyful fragrance and borderline playful at the same time. Bear in mind, this is one of my most complimented fragrances from my collection. Performance wise is amazing, but it's really the raspberry that really comes alive with the mimosa, the ambery qualities, and overall the fragrance has this light golden quality into it, hard to explain, with a fruity sweet playfulness that really makes this fragrance very approachable while quite complex. Very unique scent. Highly advise you to try this one. And for me, it's mind-blowing how come this fragrance is not more hyped, to be honest. But overall, Ramon Monegal, it's more of an underrated niche brand, but I highly recommend you to try Faisa. The next fragrance is another statement piece, and I'm so happy to have this one in my collection, especially because I think it was now discontinued. From the House of Tom Ford, from the Private Blend collection, it is Tobacco Oud. This fragrance is so damn good. Tobacco Oud is all about whiskey, of course tobacco. You have a hint of oud, and you have this animalic ambery quality into it. And the animalic quality here, it has like almost like this wet, musky, furry impression. And it's also a bit spicy, but overall it's a very gentlemanly, mysterious, rich, cold, I dare to say, fragrance, and very unique in my view. It has hints of Amber Absolute, also from Tom Ford, from the Private Blend, but also long discontinued. But it's still different. It has still some other complexities in here with the whiskey, with the tobacco, that really gives more gentlemanly and also more layers of complexity into this fragrance. But overall, if you want a dark, mysterious, opulent statement maker type of scent, Tobacco Oud by Tom Ford. Now the next fragrance is the one that in terms of performance, not that great. I mean, it's not bad, but comparing with the fragrances that we already talked about and the ones that will be still coming, definitely is the weakest of the list, but still performs quite well nonetheless. It's from the house of Hermès, and that explains it, from the Hermès Essence collection, and it is Cuir d'Ange, which is my favorite fragrance from the high-end line of Hermès. Cuir d'Ange, I mean, it's the most luxurious smelling leather to me personally. It has a horsey quality into it, but not as horsey, for example, as Paddock, that was released by Hermès last year, and I think it was re-released this year, also has a limited edition, but it still has an horsey quality into it, very salty, floral, and it has an animalic quality into it as well, a bit musky, but it's definitely like a realistic terry leather fragrance that I just can't stop smelling. So damn good. It's amazing, really. If you want the best leather fragrance, in my view, go with and try Cuir d'Ange by Hermès. The next fragrance, the holy grail of vanillas, from the house of Guerlain, Spiritueuse double vanille. Now another more soft fragrance, not the most opulent type of scent, but nonetheless in terms of longevity it's quite good on my skin. And I mean, again, it's the reference in terms of vanillas, not being my absolute favorite, but it's definitely up there. And it's very rich, natural smelling, boozy vanilla that, I mean, you can't go wrong really. And it's one of those fragrances that you need to smell at least once in your lifetime. Spiritueuse double vanille. What else there is to say about this? Boozy, licoricey vanilla, natural smelling vanilla, done to perfection. The next fragrance, currently one of my all-time favorite, if not my favorite, oud fragrance so far, from the house of Ajmal Amir Two. And this is an opulent, luxurious oud, and natural smelling oud with this blue cheese funky style of oud, similar to what you can smell in The Night by Frederic Malle, that costs over €1,000. But this one definitely on the cheaper side of things in terms of price, but in terms of presentation is just amazing. This is a 50 ml, very thick, heavy glass, and the presentation overall of the box also, it feels very luxurious. But really, this oud is, oh yeah, it makes me smile immediately. I mean, as an oud lover, this fragrance always makes me smile. So good. Really, that funky fermented blue cheese type of oud in here with a bit of rose, a bit of woods, a bit spicy as well. But really, it's the oud that it's the king of this perfume, that it really shines here. The next fragrance, it's so captivating, so evocative. One of the best releases of last year, created by Mel Fuscioni, but from the brand of Astrophil and Stella, and it is In Extremis. It's so good, so underrated. This fragrance is dark, it's incensey, it's spicy, it's woodsy. It has a bit of oud in here, and it's very leathery. It has a green, like dry galbanum in here as well. It's so complex, but overall it's so damn elegant, so luxury, so opulent. And really, immediately what I smell is incense, spices, green, leather. I mean, all in one. It's just so good. Such a complex, multi-layer fragrance, but everything in one. It just magical, really. It's one that you need to experience. Performance-wise is massive. This is an Extrait de Parfum. Price-wise is €160 retail, so really not bad, especially for the uniqueness and the quality of this perfume. In Extremis by Astrophil and Stella. And last but certainly not least, but this fragrance is currently my favorite discovery of this year so far, from the house of Cartier, from the Les Jours Voyageuses collection. It is Oud Ambre. So good, guys. Really, I sampled this fragrance first, and for me it was love at first sniff. I needed to have this fragrance. It's such a luminous amber fragrance, very resonant, deep. very resinous, deep, and it's just so inviting, so warm and cozy, but with this resinous dark wood note in here, while not being the main note of this fragrance. Definitely the amber is the most prominent one, but the wood really gives a supporting quality and a dark quality at that. It's so damn good. Really a fragrance that I haven't smelled before, really. It's that unique. And I have tons of amber fragrances, and I smell tons of amber fragrances, and this is really up there. It's really, as even as my one of my favorite amber fragrances, is really up there. And I don't think it beats Ambra Aurea. Ambra Aurea for me, it's like god tier type of amber, but it's up there nonetheless. Oud Ambre by Cartier, from this, I would call it Oud line of Cartier. It's so underrated, really. But the entire line, this line of Cartier is really underrated, and I really suggest you to try their Oud offerings. It really puts to shame some of the most popular Western brands out there. But Oud Ambre, again, the oud is not the most prominent note of this perfume, it's more the amber, but it's a luminous, resinous, luxurious smelling, warm, cozy, rich amber, followed by this very mysterious, dark, resinous oud. It's magic, really. You need to experience this one by yourself. Also, Oud Ambre by Cartier. Finishing this video, guys, let me know in the comments down below what fragrances would you suggest within this topic. If you find value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, check out all the other fragrance content that I have available, and see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Ciao.